Boxing truth here. Keith, one time Thurman, doesn't want to be a pay-per-view fighter. It's one of the many strange things Keith Thurman has said in the lead up to this bout against Danny Garcia this Saturday. He's been saying he's been very outspoken, talking shit on Manny Pacquiao, saying he's an afterthought in the welterweight division, even though there's no argument, there's no debate that Manny Pacquiao is the number one welterweight in the world and the number one welterweight to beat. If you want that type of recognition from all the boxing world to recognize you as the number one welterweight, defeating of the Danny Garcia doesn't do that for Keith Thurman. It's being built as this is a supremacy for the welterweight division by the PBC marketers, but it's not. Danny Garcia has accomplished nothing in this division. He's well accomplished at 140, but has done nothing at 147 pounds. Let's be real. This fight will not determine who is the number one welterweight. It will determine the supremacy between the PBC of the welterweight division. Who will be the best PBC welterweight? That's what this fight will determine. And I agree with Keith Thurman that the winner of this fight will create a new face in the welterweight division. There will be a new face. There will be a new player. But they won't be the king of the division. Let's not get that twisted. Now, Keith Thurman, he lashed out at Marcus Villegas, who asked him a legitimate question. If you win this fight, do you want to be a pay-per-view fighter? Something that a lot of fighters are striving for. They want to get to that level. And Keith Thurman shot it down. Lashed out at the reporter who asked him that legitimate question. And it's all good that Keith Thurman wants to market himself on free TV. He wants more viewers to tune in to watch him fight. That's all cool. But I just wonder how legitimate it is. Is it Keith Thurman talking or is it Al Heyman talking? Keith Thurman has been the one PBC fighter that has been really adamant about this message about fighting on free TV, getting more viewers to tune in, and to market himself on free TV rather than on the pay-per-view platform, which many fighters before Keith Thurman have done. Because that is the platform to make the most bank, to really make the most money in this boxing game. And that's what this boxing game is about. The promoters follow the money. And Keith Thurman, he's being unique. He's being different, and that's cool. But, brother, if you have the capabilities to be a pay-per-view fighter, if you have the capabilities to be on that platform, then you should go for it. You don't have to fight on free TV all the time. You can fight there for your not-so-big fights, your tune-up fights, or your decent, solid fights on the free network. But when you find the right opponent, the right name, that's when you put that on the pay-per-view platform. Besides, not all the promoters in the game, not every fighter in the game is going to follow your message, bruh. They're going to want the max for these type of fights. If you want to fight the other elite fighters like a Manny Pacquiao, then most likely you're going to have to go to that pay-per-view route. Other fighters in your PBC stable have gone through that route. Amir Khan, he's looking for the big fights. He's going the pay-per-view route. Danny Jacobs wanted to be a pay-per-view fighter in order to get his biggest payday. Danny Garcia, he's not really feeling this free TV model. He wants to be a pay-per-view fighter as well. He wants to make the most bank for his career. So I just wonder how legitimate this message Keith Thurman is spreading. It's cool that he wants to market himself as a free TV fighter. But I just wonder if that's Al Heyman in his ear or if that's really how he feels. But either way, he could do both. Look out for himself. Also look out for the fans who want to tune him in to see him fight. But when it comes to the big fights, the fights that where the free networks can't really provide the type of funds to make other fighters to come in and fight and the promoters to take that risk, then you put it on the pay-per-view platform. So there's no reason for Thurman to get to lash out on that reporter who asked a legitimate question. It's a goal that many fighters want to attain. They want to accomplish. And if any fighter can have that capability of doing so, they should not turn it down. And Thurman, you should not turn down a pay-per-view opportunity if it comes your way. It's cool if you want to expand your brand and you want more viewers to tune in. But you can keep it balanced. You can do both. Keep yourself out there on both platforms. But you got to be more active. You got to be more open to the media, not just during your fight weeks or during your training camps. Don't disappear. Fight more than once a year. You've been saying that the writers have jumped off on you. They're not backing you like they used to when you first burst onto the scene. When you first burst onto the scene, all the writers liked you, man. They all was on the train. They all was riding that Keith Thurman train. They was feeling you, bro. They were liking the knockouts. They were liking the charisma, the one-time model. You was putting in good performances, and then after the Diego Chavez fight, or after 2013, I don't know which fight it was. It was either Diego Chavez or Soto Karass. It was after 2013. Your career has stagnated. It's been stalled, man. You started taking fights that didn't matter. You started being inactive. You started fighting chop-worn guys or wastemen or blown up featherweights. Collazo is still a tough fighter, but you almost got knocked out with a body shot by him. So your momentum has really faded in the past 3 years. The knockouts have been too few and far between. You're not looking as good as you used to. You're not fighting as often as you used to. But now you're starting to fight the opponents that you need to be fighting. But you still have a long ways to go, Keith Thurman, to get that pound-for-pound supremacy, to get that recognition. This fight doesn't exactly quite do it. It'll get you knocking on the door, but you still got to do more to reach those new heights that you want to reach. And if you're capable of being a pay-per-view fighter, Keith, don't turn it down, bro. Because that's where the money's at. That's what other fighters are trying to strive to be. And if you want to fight the big fights, other promoters not going to risk their star fighters against you if they're going to just fight on free T for just a measly $1.52 million. They're going to want more to risk their star fighters. But look out for the prediction video coming up. It's upcoming. I'm pretty much certain who's going to win this fight between Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia. Looking forward to the fight. Should be a good fight. And I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win this one this Saturday. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.